it's Jennifer from Flux. Welcome to week 1 of our 2021 fall crochet along. I'm so excited to share this project with you. I've been working on it behind the scenes for a while. This is the Harvest Waves Throw. This is a beautiful granny ripple blanket, very simple, kind of classic. And I have done it in stripes of fall colors. So we have this beautiful green, this like lovely grayish brown color, and then this kind of golden orange color is to me the color of fall leaves. I just think of fall leaves when I look at this color, and this lovely gray color. So I have some neutrals and some like deep rich fall colors. So I had a lot of fun making this blanket, and we're going to go through this whole project together over the next couple of weeks, and you'll have a lovely fall blanket of your own. So this crochet along will be divided into 4 weeks. For week 1 this week, we're going to talk a little bit about the blanket, the sizing, the supplies, and things like that. For week 2, we're going to learn how to do this granny ripple stitch sequence. I'm going to go through it every single stitch and step of the way. And we're also going to learn how to change colors. So if you want to do stripes like me, you can do that as well. For week 3, we're going to kind of wrap up the project and do some finish work. And then for week 4, I always do in the final week of our crochet alongs, I do a recap. So I do one post on the blog, and I put each part in one handy post with each video that corresponds to it so that you can have it in one place. That way, if you want to keep working, you can just use that as a reference to refer back to. And a lot of you like to do this, make multiples of the project as well. So if you wanted to make another blanket at some point, you would have everything in one handy place. So we're going to go through today and just kind of do an introduction to the project and talk in detail about the supplies. So let's get started. For this project, you'll need a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle. A tape measure is super helpful if you're customizing the size, and we'll talk about sizing and customization a little later. We're going to be using a 6mm J crochet hook. This is my Furls Odyssey. I'll put the link down below with a coupon code if you'd like to get one for yourself. And then let's talk about this beautiful yarn. I love these gorgeous fall colors. We're going to be using a yarn called Wander, and this yarn is also from Furls. This is a yarn I've used before for my terrain shawl and a couple other pieces. And this is a lovely, it's acrylic yarn, and it's super soft, and it's worsted weight yarn. And I have 12 balls of this here. So we have a total of 1,440 yards. So we're going to do like a blankets amount of yarn here. So I chose 4 colors. Now they make tons of colors. They also have things called palette packs where you can have a palette of colors chosen for you. And it's one of those things too where if you go to the Furls site, the link's down below for this yarn. And that coupon code that I mentioned with the hook also applies to this for it's 15% off. So you can use that as well. But the neat thing about this yarn too is when you buy so much of it, it gets cheaper. So if you buy so many balls of it, it costs less. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that as well. Because whenever you're making a blanket, it's you know, you can make a scrappy blanket and use things that you have on hand. But if you want to buy the yarn for this, I do have some discounts for that for you as well. So let's look at the 4 colors that we'll be using. This is actually, I have 2 neutrals here, and then I chose like 2 colors that really reminds me of fall. So, and then we'll talk about the amounts in just a minute. But the colors that I have here are, this is called Meadow. This is like a deep green color, like an emerald green almost. This color is called Thatch. This sort of reminds me of like a gingerbread cookie, that color. This is like a silvery light gray called Mist. And then this is called Cobblestone. This is like a warm gray, a darker gray color. So we're going to be using these 4 colors. Now, in terms of amounts of this yarn, again, 1,440 yards. So each one of these balls of yarn is 120 yards, and I'm using 12 balls of this, okay? So 4 colors, 12 balls of yarn. So that makes each color is 3 balls of yarn. Okay, so 3 of the cobblestone, 3 of the mist, 3 of the meadow, and 3 of the thatch, okay? So just to give you an idea, 1,440 yards of worsted weight yarn, okay? Now, on the yarn label here, it's worsted for medium on the yarn weight scale, okay? Now, I wanted to just mention as a side note, the yarn here recommends a 5mm hook, which is an H hook. I'm going up to a J hook because I want it to have a little bit of drape. I often do that. If you follow the channel, I change the hook sizes sometimes of the recommended. So I am going to go with the J hook. So also on the blog, I have this handy chart of some common blanket sizes. There's baby blanket, twin bed, queen bed, king bed, stroller blankets, lap blankets, all that kind of stuff. So you can see this chart and you can kind of get an idea of what size you want to make. And there is going to be, when we start working on the tutorial part of our blanket, there's going to be some multiples. We're going to talk about multiples and learn how to make your blanket wider or smaller as well. So thanks for joining me for week 1, part 1 of our crochet along. I will see you next week. And we're going to jump right in and start learning how to do this granny ripple and go through the whole thing together. So I will see you next week. And if you haven't joined the Ravelry group and the Facebook group for our crochet alongs, the links are below. And you can join those and kind of show off your work. You can ask questions. It's a really fun place to hang out if you're doing the crochet alongs with us. So thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again.